What's going on, y'all? We are back for another episode of the 3P podcast. I'm your girl, Nat the GM. I got my guys, Travis and Jones. Travis, say what's up.
What's up, y'all?
Jones, say what's up.
What's up? It's the mixtape party. What's up? How we doing?
Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. We still in here.
Gosh. All right. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's talk a little bit about what happened with this Phillies team, y'all. Like what happened with this Philly team? What happened? Like 4-2, you got Joel. They had some opportunities to win these games, to be honest, and just what happened. So, like, Travis, tell me what happened with Philly going down to the New York Knicks.
It's very simple. They went down with Embiid's knee, his health. If Embiid's healthy, without Julius Randle, I'm sorry to say that Philly probably beats the Knicks, but I think, a hobbled Embiid, Philly's kind of – that's why I think Philly's going to go after Paul George really hard in the offseason because they need another player, Tobias Harris got paid like a star, but he was a role player essentially, So when you only have two guys on your team who could really score, it's hard for a team to win. So I think Embiid's health, simple.
Gotcha. What about you, Jones?
No, I definitely agree to that as well. Embiid's health was definitely a factor, but he definitely still did his thing out there. I got to give major shout out to Tyrese Maxey. He stepped up outside of the last game. He stepped up big. He was a major factor for that team. But the Knicks, there's something about this Knicks team that I love. Like we are always in tight games and we always find a way to win. We always find a way to win, and that's as a fan of any team, you always want a team that can find a way to win in the dirtiest games, the craziest endings. However, they always find a way to win somehow. Outside of that night that Tyrese Maxey went ridiculous, he just went crazy. Like I was stunned. I was at the bar watching that game, and I was just like, wow, this kid is amazing. He shut the whole bar up. We was all cheering and everything, and he shut the whole bar up. Like, I'm telling you, it was bad. But we got some grit. We got some fighters. We don't quit. And the only thing that worries me about my Knicks is them playing too much minutes. Like, he's not going too deep into the bench. But other than that, they're getting the job done. Josh Hart, the heart of the team. Obviously, JB doing his thing, especially those last few games, the last 4 games. DiVincenzo, everybody's pretty much stepping up and playing their role. So I love it.
No, I definitely feel that. New York is definitely fun to watch. Jalen Brunson. I've been swearing by Josh Hart, though. Like, I've been swearing by him. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything. He's good at a lot of things, He's a fantastic rebounder for his height. When you're not going to win a series, if you allow a guy who averages 9 to 10 points in the regular season to average 20 plus, that's a problem. That he's doubling his points, he's doubling his production. That's a big issue. So that's going to bring me into who is the MVP of the week. MVP of the week. Who y'all got last week?
The guy, it's only one person, Jalen Brunson. We had, what do you have, 3 40-point games in a week span. You know what I'm saying? I think it would guy from Minnesota, Ant was a close second, but I got to give it to Brunson because, I love the Knicks' grit and grind, and obviously Coach Thibodeau is going to work you. I definitely feel like in this series, this upcoming series, he got to play his bench, especially against Indiana. Indiana's a track meet. We'll get into that obviously later, but
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't go 6 deep against Indiana. They run too much. But for this week, got to give it to Brunson.
Okay, give it to Brunson. What about you, Jones?
I'm going with another Nick. He took Brunson, so I'm gonna take Josh Hart. Like you said earlier, he does everything. One game he had 17 rebounds for us and no points, and everybody was like, "Oh, we need points from him." I'm like, "For what?" He's got 17 rebounds. Like he's not even the biggest guy on the court, not even close. So he does what he needs to do. He hits big shot after big shot when we need it. He takes care of everything that needs to be taken care of when JB's not on the floor, and he is. He runs the offense. He's great at pushing the ball on breaks. I think he lead the league in that. I just actually found out watching the first half. So that's special. He just does everything. Without him, we would not be anywhere near as good as we are.
I got you. I'm gonna go different. I'm gonna head out west, and I'm gonna say Ant Edwards. I understand what y'all are saying, and there's no argument against what you're saying. But Ant Edwards to sweep Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, just sweep them. They get no games. You took their heart out of that team because you kept punching them every night. You didn't let up, and Ant literally took control and was the closer, but he did it on both ends of the floor, and that's what I look for, two-way players, and he did that, and it's like he's becoming a superstar in front of our eyes, right before our eyes, he's becoming a superstar. Consistency matters. We want to see if he can do it again and again and again. This is what, creates those guys, those one of them ones, if you could just continuously do it, not just 1 year is like an outlier. Not like, you're like the Sacramento Kings, you're third in the West, and then all of a sudden you drop off, off the face of the planet the very next season. Not like that. I'm talking about back to back, and you keep proving yourself. So I give it to Ant Edwards. Going back to New York, they got the round 2 matchups with Indiana. Now, as you see, we got all-time playoff matchups. Indiana leads 22-19 versus the Knicks. And in the regular season, the Pacers are up 2-1. And game 1's going on right now. And so far, it's a close one. They're doing well. It's tied right now. So tied, and what I see is the difference. There's 1 point coming from the Knicks bench. Right now, there is about 25 plus points coming from Indiana's bench.
Yep.
Indiana's bench. One of them happened to be a former Knick.
Yep.
Oh, it is. He only has 3 points, but he has 5 rebounds and 1 assist. He's doing something when he gets out.
They're killing us on the offensive rebound.
Right.
We have like 2, and they have 10 plus probably by now.
Well, they're bigger, so makes sense.
Well, the other weird thing about this is Miles Turner doesn't normally play that well against New York. He right now, he's got 15 points.
Yeah.
So, like Miles Turner is actually having a really good playoffs because usually he doesn't play big, but he's taken these matchups and he's 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. That's a problem if you can't neutralize him, Then you have Siakam with 11 and 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Halliburton, it's a really small sample size from him right now. 6, 2, and 7 with a couple of steals, 4 from Nesmith. Nimbard is 3 points. And then the bench, TJ McConnell, 10 points. Shepard, 8 points. Jackson, 6 points. Everybody is scoring in Indiana. So how do you feel about this game, Jones, in this series?
I'm not worried. It's just game 1. I never get too worried about game 1. But we got it. Our bench has to score, but I put a lot of that on Thibodeau because he's not really putting a bench out there. So
Mhm.
it's really just the starters. So obviously the numbers are going to be more inflated towards the Pacers. It was the same with the 76ers series. So
Right.
um, that's something that we're going to have to change. We have to change that, and that goes down to coaching. And again, like not to bring up the Lakers, but I'm going to bring up the Lakers. And part of the reason why Darvin Ham got fired is because his rotation wasn't always that great, and he didn't get guys in the game during the regular season, so he couldn't put them in during the playoffs. Knicks have that same problem right now. They don't play anybody on the bench. So come playoff time, when you need someone, they're not going to be ready for it because they haven't played all goddamn season. So
Right.
that's what worries me about my Knicks team. But our starting five, Robinson, I think to what you said earlier about Siakam and Turner having a good start so far is because I think Mitchell being injured and not starting anymore, he's coming off the bench, and now
Right.
Hartenstein is taking that role.
Mhm.
Hartenstein is doing a great job, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's as physical as Robinson is. And right now, Robinson isn't fully healthy. So hopefully he gets healthy during this series. I mean, it's going to be hard to. You don't really get healthy playing the game, but
Mhm.
hopefully he gets into a rhythm or something like that to where at least he's doing something on defense and stopping those two guys. Because like you said, Miles Turner is not known for having great playoff runs. But I'm not worried.
What about you, Travis?
Well, I think, when you depend so much on one player to score so many points, I think, Brunson, for them to win, he has to score 35 points a game. It's a
Yeah.
lot of points every game,
Mhm.
And in this series, think about how tired his legs is. He's going from Maxey to Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? Like, he going to have to guard, and to score 35, 40 points and have to guard a Halliburton and their high octane offense. It's going to be a tough task. I think, I agree with Jonesy here, man. Like, I think that he needs to, the problem is you can't go 6 deep in the playoffs, man. You got to play a bench. I mean, like, you don't have to play them for the whole game or nothing like that, but you got to play them at least 10 or 15 minutes. You got to cut. I mean, you can't have 3 guys it's the Villanova guys.
Yep.
That are playing 44 minutes, 43 every night. You can't. They will. People wonder why people wonder why Derrick Rose broke down. It's because he was playing 45 minutes every night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, I love Tibbs as a coach, but he is so old school in his way where he don't deviate like time, bro. Like, anyway, that's why his teams never really make it to the finals because he don't know how to do that. That's not his thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's a guy that I've never been a huge fan of. I've never been a fan of Thibodeau as a head coach. I think that he's a great defensive coach, and that's a big difference. When you look at it, he still has the same issues that he's had for what we're going on like 12 to 14 plus years or whatever that he's been a coach. He has the same problems, the exact same problems, and he overplays his guys. He doesn't play his bench. He does not like young guys. And then it's like you have these guys playing these heavy minutes, and they break down, and then all of a sudden, you're out of the first round, the second round, an outlier that you make the third round, but then you don't get back there for some years, and you're not building upon what you were doing, whatever. So it's like, there are some issues with the way Thibodeau does things, and it's showing like it's rearing its head today. You have 1 point off of your bench, and you gotta empty it out, because you can't kill Brunson, small guy, one little slip, little ankle, and then it's like, right, not going to happen. I love Brunson. I don't want that to happen to anybody. I got a guy out, but we'll get to that, but at the end of the day, we're gonna see how this goes. I think people think this is a New York in 5 or 4 series. I don't agree. I think this is a series.
I think 6.
Yeah, I think Indiana can actually win this series. I'll be very, very honest with you. I think it'll go 7-2, Travis. I do think it'll go 7, but this is the thing. Indiana does something that New York does not do well. They have a bench that's not afraid of anyone. They have a bench that is going to get after it. A lot of those guys play very similarly, very hard, very in your face. Like, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. They're responding to their coach, who I've also had some issues with, but he's doing his thing right now, and he has these guys ready to play. So you could lose this series, Jones, because if the bench is going to produce like this, and T.J. McConnell, Toppin, who's playing very well for them, Jackson, Shepard, these are guys off the bench that all have scored. This spells for disaster for New York. So I'm going to say it goes 7. And I'm going to also say that I'm going to take Indiana in 7.
Good. I would stay on that side.
I would say this on this is the real, like, styles make fights, and Indiana's the worst team for the Knicks. Philly was the best because Philly walked the ball up. Joel Embiid was slow. You know what I'm saying? Because his knees hurt, so you don't have to. You can slow down the pace.
Yeah,
Indiana's a track meet.
Run.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just run, and they got a center in Turner who can trail every time and shoot the 3. And Mitchell, Robinson and the other big guy, they're used to being in the paint.
Yep.
Dude can shoot the 3, and he can shoot it consistently. I'm not saying he's great. And then they have, if you put OG Anunoby on Siakam, yeah, that's cool. But like I said, like, they run a great offensive system with the pick and roll with Halliburton and Turner. They are a track meet, like you was saying, like Nate was saying, like, it's they go 9 deep so they could be a track meet. Everybody can run, everybody can score. I know Obi Toppin who wants some revenge against the Knicks. I guarantee it.
For sure.
And just it's just a heck of a matchup for New York. Now, can Indiana sustain because they're young? Besides Siakam, who else has won? Nobody. So I think the Knicks are tough and gritty. And if they can slow this game down, walk the ball up the court. Like, if I'm the coach, walk it up every time, take 7 seconds, or whatever, to get the ball, like, slow the game down. If this becomes a track meet, it could be over in 5.
Yep.
Gotta slow it down.
I agree 1,000%.
And what you have right now, you have Toppin now ending the 3rd quarter with 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. He is being productive off the bench. McConnell 16 points off the bench, Shepard 8 points, and the Indiana Pacers are up 87-82. And they're getting after it.
They are
right where we want them. Right where we want them.
No. I hope, like I said,
we want them.
I hope, like I said,
this is what we do. We keep them right there, and then come 4th quarter, last 2 minutes. Am I lying? This is not just what we do in the playoffs. We've been doing it all year.
You played Philly, first of all. I was hoping for Philly, too. I didn't care about Miami either because they were both going to get their butts up out of here. But Philly, I was like, oh, my God, they play so slow. Like, and also Embiid is one of the easiest people to guard for us because we know him so well. And he takes the ball out of everyone's hand. And he takes his time. Let me tell you something. Like Indiana, they don't give a damn about your Madison Square Garden. They are going to run, and they're going to say, keep up with me. And me is 9 people.
It's 87-82. We right there. That's right where we want to be
behind. Oh, I got you. You want to be behind. I got you. Okay.
That's exactly. We do that. Have you been? Did you watch the 76?
I watched.
Series? We was trailing most of that too. And what we do? Bring them right where we want them. Come right here, and finish that.
Breaks. But moving on to the next series in the
Knicks and 6. You heard?
Knicks is Indiana in 7. All right. The
Knicks in
next series, we have the Boston Celtics. You know, the lovely Celtics. Everybody's a Celtics fan up here, people. Everyone. Literally. Even Travis. He's an undercover Celtics fan. Jones is an undercover Celtics fan. I love it. Going against the Cleveland Cavaliers round 2. All-time matchups, Cavs 24-22. Regular season in 2024 is Boston 2 to Cavs 1. Game 1. Jesus, I'm already at game 7. Game 1 is Tuesday, 7 p.m. What do we think
you got
about
this going 7?
Yeah, man, I believe in Cleveland.
She's scared of Cleveland. She just told us.
Cleveland is tough. Woo! Cleveland is tough. Woo! That's a tough team right there.
Well,
what do y'all think?
it's probably gonna go a gentleman's sweep 5. I mean, I think Donovan Mitchell gets you 1. He probably goes off for like 45 or 50 or something like that in Cleveland, and they win 1 game. You know how Boston kind of, Tatum kind of fades on the road sometimes, jacking up threes. Boston will lose 1 game, and they'll finish them out in Boston Garden in 5.
Wow. Travis, thank you. Jones, what do you think?
I'm with him. This is actually a better matchup than seeing Orlando, even though I had Orlando winning that series, and they should have freaking won that series. But I think, like Travis said, Donovan Mitchell is great enough to at least get you 1. He's got to go crazy, though. It's got to be one of those 50-point games or something like that, and then Boston just finishes it at home. This is going to be an easy one.
We can move. I mean, I swear you can move on. I mean, they'll be.
We don't even got to talk about this one anymore. We can move on to the next series.
I'm just going to say, I gotta speak, guys. Jeez, the Cavs are tough. And I think this is going to be a hard-fought 5 games. I think that Boston will lose game 3 and win game 4 and go back home, win game 5.
They'll lose game 4. They'll be up 3-0 and then want to finish it in Boston. Game 4.
They're gonna lose game 3, y'all. They're gonna lose game.
We can put money on that one. I guarantee they will not lose game 3. Guarantee.
I'm not betting on a loss. No. How about this? I bet you, because I know because you got the Cavs winning and I got Boston winning. How about we put some money on that? The series.
On the game? Oh no, I said I got Boston in 5. What you talking about?
You sure? You sure? Okay.
Yeah, come on, man. This is an easy one. Boston has a cakewalk. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Move on to the next series. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's get to the one. We know Boston's going to win that series in 5.
Let's get Knicks in Boston. Let's get something like that.
Oh yeah. Another 5 to 6 game series. Absolutely. What I will say is Boston is without Porzingis for the second round, and he will be back in the 3rd round. I think he'll be back sometime in the 2nd round if this happens.
No. It won't.
Yeah, they don't even need him. It's rest.
It'll be in 5. It will be in 5. It will be in 5.
But KP is out, so this will mean that Boston is going to empty the bench. You were going to see, because Boston with Joe actually empties his bench. He's actually using his guys, and that is exciting because the bench is actually coming through. So shout out to my Boston Celtics.
Just don't lose. Don't lose one of the first 2 games, and you have to come on here on this show next week. I will be insufferable.
Because all I'm gonna do is bring up the Lakers, always getting their ass beat.
Hey, we got a chip in the last 5 years.
You got what?
Yeah, we got a chip.
Up. You caught up. Finally.
No. I'm saying, when's the last time Boston won a chip?
I was.
You was like what? You was in 4th grade, right?
I was 18.
18.
18. Yes.
Yeah. It was like right after 50 Cent came out.
It was 5 years after 50 Cent came out. Gosh, let's get to this series right here, because we know
it's a good one.
This is the one that we really want to talk about right here. This is the one right here, because me, gentlemen, I have many in 7. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to go first. I'm going to tell you why. But when it comes to Timberwolves, obviously they won game 1, and it was 106-99. For playoff matchups, they are tied 5-5. All right. So game 2 is actually tonight at 10 p.m. Now, let me run through why I think Minnesota is going to win this. Number 1, it is very hard for a team to go back-to-back. You have to be very honest about that. The last team to do that was the Golden State Warriors. Other than that, it's difficult. A team wins. What's the name? The Bucks can't get back. Phoenix can't get back.
Lakers did.
Say it again.
Lakers won 3 in a row.
When was this?
2002.
He going 20
years. And the last time Kobe won a championship was against those pesky Celtics.
I love Kobe. There'll be no Kobe slander ever.
Yeah, we went back to back in 09 and 010. Yeah.
But you're talking about 15 years ago, and the last team to actually do this was Golden State.
No, of course.
Which to let you know,
the team was cheating.
Which to let you know, it is hard to do it.
Yes.
So,
it's hard.
Although we have to say we love this Denver team. We always say they're going to be the one they're hard to beat. I don't think Denver has been as good as they were last year. There's something about the way that they play this year that guys can hang around, teams can hang around if you're smart enough, you can take these games. And it's been like that all season. They've had some bad losses, this season. And they've been playing around. The bench is not as good, not as tough, some young guys. And it's just something about this Denver team is not like last year, but although still rather good. Now, when it comes to them playing Minnesota has 2 bigs that give you hell. 3 bigs, then you're correct. Naz Reid off the bench. You're absolutely correct. But 2 bigs in the start line that give you hell. And then when one of them sits down, you have to deal with the 6th man. That is a problem, and that's an issue. And it's actually something that they don't do well against. Now, when it comes to Rudy Gobert, he's tough in that paint. Cat is even playing better. The problem with Cat is he has to make sure he stays on the floor. When he's on the floor, he is a positive for this team. And Anthony Edwards is taking over. And then you have my guy, what's the point guard?
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley is the silent sniper that comes in. All of a sudden, he has 0 points. Then he starts going, and all of a sudden, he ends with 12 to 15 points. It's just this team is built to keep going, and I love what they're doing. And that defense just doesn't let up. I think that they can not only beat Denver, I think they can get it done in 6 games. And I really do believe that this is the team in this series is going to the finals. This is one of these teams is going to the finals. Whoever comes out. I don't believe in the other 2. I just don't. We'll talk about them lastly. I don't believe in it, but I think the Western Conference finals team is either Minnesota or Denver. So I'm going to say Minnie and 7. Jones, what do you think?
Doesn't happen too often, but I agree with absolutely everything you just said. Like, absolutely everything you just said. Like, I don't even know if I should say anything because you just said everything that I was going to say. I got Timberwolves in 7, but I could see them winning in 6. This Denver team don't look the same as they did last year. I'm sorry for bringing up the Lakers, but part of the reason why they won that series against the Lakers is because of Michael Porter being so big. Other than that, if he wasn't big, the Lakers could have possibly came out of that series. He was big. Him and Aaron Gordon were big. So if Jamal Murray is going to continue to struggle and Joker's going to have to do everything, then this is going to be a series that I can see them winning in 6, but I'll go 7 because they're the defending champs. So I'll go with that.
Okay. Travis, what say you?
Well, I would say they're uniquely built because the guy who's the general manager of that team, people don't know, he was the original general manager of the Denver Nuggets. He built Denver Nuggets and then left to go after he won the championship and left to go to Minnesota last year.
Oh, wow.
And so, like, people got on him, obviously, for the Rudy Gobert trade, but he saw what Denver was going to be. So they're uniquely built to throw a lot of bodies at Joker. And people don't realize, like, to beat Denver is not Joker. You don't stop Joker. It's stop Jamal Murray. He is the key. And like you said, you know, when I said, like Jones said, like, you know, like, I mean, you take away the two buzzer beater game winners against the Lakers, maybe the Lakers is up. Maybe they, you know, maybe they're up 3-2 or whatever. And you don't know. I mean, he literally hit 2 game winners in the same series within 5 games.
Yep.
And so I think Denver's a little bit worse, you know, because people don't realize how Bruce Brown was so big for them last year.
Yeah, he was.
He's the one that guarded Edwards last year because he was physical and he could get up in him and all those things. I think the issue is Edwards knows that they don't have anybody who can guard him really. KCP's too small. You can't expect Murray to guard him and score 30. Aaron Gordon's he's big, but he's too slow. You know, and they can't put Michael Porter Jr. on him. So, like, you know, Edwards has an advantage against everybody. And like I said, Joker's going to get his points. He had 30-something last night. He played terrible. You know, he's going to get his 30. But he's going to have to do it on, like, he might have to get 40 if Jamal Murray's still hurt because they have McDaniels. McDaniels is the best kind of matchup for Murray. He's long, he's athletic, and he's, you know what I'm saying? So he can get, you know, he can get on Murray. And like I said, Minnesota is uniquely built. Like, they're built to beat Denver. Now, I got to give Denver, you know, they're a heart of a champion and all that. So I would still pick them in 7. But, yeah, like Minnesota's built for them. And we are looking at a superstar in Ant. Like, if he could take his team to the West Conference Finals and then the finals as a 22-year-old,
Lord,
and then beat the Celtics,
and then the Celtics.
I mean, shoot. Because man, the Celtics have nobody who can guard that boy. So I'm just saying. But no, on seriously though, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But this could be the matchup that springboards him into the face of the league. You know, like there's a tide turning. All the old guys, LeBron, KD, Steph, just those 3. They were in the finals. Yeah, they're out of the playoffs. They've been in 12 of the last 16 finals. Those 3. One of those 3 was in the 12 of the last 16. So there's a changing of the guard. And Denver's the new, if you want to say they're the standard. And like you know, we talked about, they've been playing with their food. And so now this is something serious. If they lose tonight, obviously the series is over. But even if they win by 2, I think Minnesota has won the series. They got to win by like 10 to 15 points tonight in order to try to establish themselves back as the champs. You know what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree with you. And Anthony Edwards is becoming a superstar actually right in front of our eyes. And he's taking the challenge. And it's his attitude. I love like his attitude is like, I'm going to take it from you. You know, I don't know if people know this. Nice guys don't win championships. Jokers is not.
Tatum.
Huh?
Nice guys like Tatum.
Nice guys like to listen.
I love it.
Listen, there's the reason why this team is built the way it is. Get some other guys with some attitude. Kristaps Porzingis has way more attitude than Jason Tatum, and that's good for me. And Jaylen Brown got a lot of attitude. The other guys need to have attitude because this guy is just way too nice. He's way too nice. All right, I'm telling. If you tell somebody, I tell you, it'll change your life. Tatum, kiss my ass. One time in a game, all right, it'll change your life if you continue to fucking do it and just live by that.
I'm just messing. I'm just giving you a hard time. I think he's talented, but like you said, there's some Duke guys.
He's just very like.
There's only one dog Duke guy.
You gotta be a dog. Nobody gives away a championship. You have to take it. You know, so let's see if they ready to take. Let's see if he's ready to just like give me that. That's mine. You know, but back to this mini series or whatever. Jones, You got many as well.
Mm-hmm.
So how many games do you see it going?
7.
7. Okay, same. Back to the West. Let's talk about OKC Dallas before we wrap this up. Playoff matchups: Thunder lead 14-9. Regular season, Thunder up 3-1. And game 1 is tomorrow, 9:30. Who do y'all have for this series? Why? How do you see it going? And I'll go with Travis.
This is actually, I think OKC wins
Mm-hmm.
in 7. I think this one is going to go far. I think, OKC can throw some bodies at Luka, and they can throw some people at Kyrie. And I don't know who on Denver guards Shai Gilgeous, Dallas, I'm sorry. Who on Dallas can throw body at Shai Gilgeous? Because you can't have Luka guarding them. You really can't have Kyrie guarding them. Who do you put on Shai Gilgeous, And I like Dallas the way they are constructed. I just think they need a wing, another wing to be really, really good. They're too Luka and Kyrie dependent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, don't get me wrong, they're very Shai Gilgeous dependent, but it's weird because everybody knows Shai Gilgeous is going to score 30 and he still scores 30.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's weird. But yeah, I would say OKC in 7. I think OKC can pull it out in 7.
Jones, what say you?
This one is a tough one. I agree with him though. I'm gonna go with OKC and 7. I could easily see Mavs in 7 though. This one is tough to call. But I'm gonna give the edge to OKC the way they've been playing. Like he said, Shai's gonna get his casual 30 because it's the most casual 30 that you will ever see, ever, and I love every bit of it. Like I just love it. And then those other guys step up. Chet has been stepping up. Jalen Williams, I believe is his name, right?
Yep.
Jalen Williams, he's been playing big for them. He's been huge. And I think they're just on a groove. I think they might start off slow because they've been resting for so long.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that might. Game 1, they might. I'll take the Mavs in game 1. Definitely, I'm definitely going to go with the Mavs. They've had some rhythm and things like that. But I see OKC, especially at home, getting it back, tying it 1-1, and then it's going to be fireworks from there on off.
OKC's problem is going to be in about 2 or 3 years when they have to start paying everybody because they obviously got to pay Shai Gilgeous, they got to pay Chet, they got to pay Giddey, they got to pay Williams, Dort. They're gonna have to start trading some of these pieces because you can't pay everybody.
Right.
What I will say with this series, though, I'm not gonna pick a winner. Ultimately, I think whoever wins just goes out to either Denver or Minnie anyway. So, what I will say though, when it comes to Dallas can beat OKC, but it's not necessarily as Luka goes and Kyrie goes because we know what they're going to do. They're going to be Luka and Kyrie. They've been playing very well together. How are you going to use your 3 bigs? That is how this is going to go. If you can't play big, because one thing I will say about that last series that OKC played, they're very lucky that Zion wasn't there because there were some games where I was like, man, if you had that physical presence, you could have took advantage, of OKC.
For sure.
And game 7, it could have been a game 7, and that's anybody's game. When it's game 7, I don't want to hear it. It's anybody's game. Because shots cannot fall, shots can fall. Don't want to hear it. Anything happen. That's why you don't want to let it get there. But when it comes to that series, Zion to me would have changed it, especially if you go back to game 1. I was like, oh my God, this was a Zion game. Now when you get to Dallas, you got 3 bigs, and you got 3 bigs you can utilize it differently. Are you going to utilize it to your advantage? Because right now you're just putting them out there. Are you going to allow them to actually be effective for you? PJ Walker shoots the 3. you know, and you know, he's pretty versatile. You know, you can use him or whatever. Lively is young, but you put him out there for, you know, see what he can do. The other guys are young in OKC too, but you put him out there anyway. You know, see what he can do for 12, 15 minutes. I think he can give you something. But they gotta be plus in the plus. And then Gafford, they gotta be in the plus. If your bigs can come out there and actually give you something, I think this series all of a sudden is different. You know, that's the only way I see this going in Dallas's favor. Other than that, OKC is gonna win in 6. You know, so that's kind of how I see that going. But I still think, regardless of who gets past, you're just gonna go to the 3rd round and get your butt beat, get your ass spanked by Denver or Minnesota. All right, neither one of y'all are going to the finals. We can let that go.
Well, especially if it's OKC, I think, you know, Denver will beat them up inside. So will Minnesota. They will just beat them up.
You're just gonna get beat up. All right. Now, at the end of the show, we got In the Paint. "60 seconds in the paint." You know how we do it. Travis, 60 seconds in the paint. Go off on anything.
Well, the Lakers, you know, fired Darvin Ham. And we'll be getting a lot of backlash, you know what I'm saying, from it by all these people, you know, Mike Wilbon, Charles Barkley, and all these other people about, like, you know, the Lakers suck because the roster sucks. That is partly true. Rob Pelinka does, you know, deserve some blame for the roster. And the fact that we could have got either PJ or the center from Dallas basically for nothing. And we would have, that could have been an extra body going against Joker, but I digress. And look, I think, you know, coaching an old guy like LeBron is hard, but you know, somebody can do it. I'm rooting for Budenholzer because I heard Ty Lue is re-signing the deal with the Clippers and Jason Kidd is re-signing the deal with Dallas. So let's go get a championship coach. Don't go get no stupid JJ Redick. That'll be stupid. So go get Budenholzer and then, you know, put some, you know, good pieces around him on the bench. And let's, you know, go back where we're supposed to be, which is on top of the Celtics.
They think about us all the time, yeah.
Actually,
Joe.
no.
Joe, what you got for me, brother?
Knicks in 6, y'all. Knicks in 6. Wednesday, me and the guys from the Jones Sports family are going to be at, I forgot the name of the bar, but I will make sure I put out a tweet. We are all going to be at the bar outside of Madison Square Garden. So if you're a Knicks fan, come pull up on us, have some fun, enjoy, you know, that New York family vibes. Because the last time we went, it was great. I met a lot of new people that, you know, we're going to be dope. We're going to be friends for a while and do some content. So other than that, Knicks in 6. You know the line.
Ooh.
That's his prayer, y'all. He was praying.
What's happening?
Listen, when it comes to my Celtics, Joe, empty out that bench. I tell you right now, empty it out. You need to play Tillman. You need to play Springer. You need to play Brissett, O'Shea Brissett. Luke is going to have a big series next round versus the Cavs. This is your time, you know. This is your time to actually see what these guys have, because every time they've been in the game, they've given you positive minutes. There's some bulls on that bench if you just let them out, all right? Let them out. Play them, okay? Play them, all right? Boston in 5, whether it's versus Cleveland or Indiana, the 3rd round.
You mean Knicks? So she meant Knicks.
Or whether it's versus the Knicks, it's Boston in 5. And then we'll see you in the final.
Taking them to 7, you heard?
And we're going to take out
Oh, my God, dude. I swear to goodness, if Knicks and Boston play in the final or Eastern Conference Finals, let's go Knicks.
What's all? I ain't talking in that.
On that note,
I was just going to talk to you, Trav. I ain't
on
gonna
that
talk to
note,
that at all.
I would just be like, let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks.
That's terrible. They don't like you either. You know that, right? They don't like you either.
Nah, we
They
good over
can't
here.
stand you.
Lakers
Oh
is
my
good.
God. We out of here, y'all, because I'm sick of this. Boston in 5, the next 3 rounds.
Knicks and 6.
Peace.
Yeah.